Good afternoon. My name is Sunnti Duangtavanh. I'm from Green Community Development Association. My today presentation will cover two parts in brief. The first part is about the beekeeping in Xiengkhoang province with a specific focus on the projects we are doing. And the second part is about the implementation of PGS or a Participatory Guarantee System for honey. The beekeeping in Xiengkhoang, we start with the communities we are working with. So we work with three villages named Phosy, Phol, and Perb, all are based in Perb district of Xiengkhoang province. We started a project with one community, Phosy, in 2016. And expanded our activities to two more villages in 2020, applying lesson learned and experience from our first intervention. The three communities have nearly 150 households. Of which 77% of the households works with the project as the member of the beekeeper groups. The communities have a combined forest area of about 3,700 hectares. So the pictures below show the surrounding environment and the landscape of the area where the beekeepers in those three communities. So the last picture, which shows one of the seasonal wild flowers, so food for the bees there. This one shows us the traditional hives. We call it log hives. Basically, they are raw materials, timber logs. Are locally available from the forest nearby, and the pictures here also show us where beekeepers place the log hives, and basically they put them around the house, in the backyards, and anywhere which they think suitable for bees. The second type of hives being box hives. Box hives were introduced in recent years when some of the member beekeepers joined a study trip in India and Vietnam. The Vietnamese beekeeper, Dr. Chin, who is here, was invited to teach the beekeepers on how to make box hives at the community. Well, the placement of the box hives, is more or less similar to the log hives placement. it is estimated that the communities have at least 1,000 pipes for both types of hives, log pipes and box hives. The harvests, the honey here is harvested once a year between May and June, and the log hive produces roughly 2 to 7 kilograms, or depending on the size, and the box hive produces about 3 to 5 kilograms. Honey is usually sold wholesale in the communities, while retailing or bottling is minimal. So the issues is all about packaging materials and bottles, things like that, which are not locally available. And if they are available, they are quite expensive. Two of the key project activities are beekeepers groups formation and the establishment of the revolving funds for the groups. We have already established 3 beekeepers in 3 villages, and the combined members are 116 families, and they are regularly reviewed in terms of their performance. The revolving funds were also established in each groups. We also provided a training on fund management, and we also provided the fund management guidelines or tools. So that's basically the activities in brief in the project areas. So the second part of my presentation is the implementation of the PGS for honey. We have talked about quality assurance with Beekeeper for some time actually, until 2020, with the financial support from donors like NTFP-EP and PKF. We launched a project called Building Cross-Village Solidarity and Economic Security through Beekeeping and Participatory Assurance. So another project supported by GIZ under the program called SECA, or Citizen Engagement for Good Governance, Accountability and the Rules of Law. We started the project called Promotion and Conservation of Natural Beekeeping. So there are a number of activities under these 2 projects, and however, 2 of them also have an activities related to PGS initiative. And the last donor, I would say, which came in less than 2 months, is the project called Arise Plus, supported by ITC, or International Trade Center. This project helped strengthen GCDA staff on how to provide a PGS training, and as a TOT. And the project also helped us to improve the PGS guidelines and tools. So PGS implementation is still ongoing, and it is one of the highlights of our projects mentioned above. The status of the implementation of PGS. Right now, we have a committee for PGS established with functions, basic rules, and regulations. So the committee is represented by leaders of the beekeeper groups in 3 communities. Each group has its own PGS unit reporting directly to the committee. The committee has been endorsed and approved by the village administration and Darfur District Agriculture and Forestry Office. So the committee members were trained in areas of the basic PGS, and this would help them promote and raise awareness of PGS implementation for the member beekeepers. So as of today, the PGS2, at least the draft, have been completed, and it is being piloted before we finalize it. At the same time, we are also engaging young students or university students to help us address the product developments and market accessibility. So it is a work in progress. So at least we are at the early stage now. The last slide, it's about our model, which we believe will help us see a long-term perspective of the beekeeping in the project areas. And in the long run, we want to see a better organized beekeeping, in the target areas, while where the beekeepers organize themselves to produce honey and bypass byproducts, made from beeswaxes. The production line, as we want to see, needs to proper and traceable processing and documentations. This is why we are introducing PGS, an approach which is a low cost certification method, with members, beekeepers being able to do the quality check by themselves. We engage youth, as I mentioned earlier, in this intervention, because they are generations of ICT literacy, in addition to their education in business and marketing. So importantly, we want to see young people, engage themselves in agro business in the near future. Thank you very much for your attention.